You get to introduce the back-to-school big old bonus bonanza. No hypothetical, no anime, all school.
Just like real life right now.
It's
Depressing as fuck. Hi, and welcome to Fact vs. Fiction. Well, sometimes it's depressing as fuck.
It's not that bad.
I mean, look,
Last night we uploaded the
episode
fucking natural disaster special.
You did.
With the volcanoes and
before
the
it went out, that was
and the sugar
a wee
floods.
bit sad.
The sugar floods,
Fine.
they come off.
It's only a problem if you're a child or have children. That's it.
As we all know, sugar floods only target the young.
Mm.
You stand there
Well,
as
the
an
most
adult and all
inclined
the
to
sugar
sugar.
floods
Because
like
they're smaller,
swerve
they can't
around you.
reach above they can't actually get out of the molasses, you know.
They get submerged.
Well, let's be honest, knee high for an adult is head high for a child, so...
Depends how big the child is.
I've seen some very big children.
I've seen some very tiny adults.
Who's to say they aren't the same thing? What if we're all just the same thing?
Matthew, we promised no hypothetical this week, so we needed to get...
Sorry,
Oh yeah.
I can't help
Do-
it,
do-
John.
Anyway,
Introduce the concept of that.
I'm gonna say, but first, who are we?
Oh, good question.
I am your host for this week, even though it is Fiction Week and I don't actually have an anime prepared because Tom says, well, we need to fix some things about One Small Town because the way
I
we
mean, the
discovered
whole
it.
thing needs fixing.
Yeah, it's a
Okay, we need to fix how we put them out, should I
for
say?
a variety of reasons. This episode we are doing an entire One Small Town episode instead of the usual split them into two. And
Because we established the way when we split them into two, there's a special in between, and we figured like instead of having part one of an episode, part two of an episode, being on opposite sides of a special, we should just put them in between the specials.
We just split them into two at the wrong time. Basically.
Yeah, we really
did.
did.
It like one step in front or behind, we would have been fine, but we didn't.
We walked into this with no plan, which is essentially how we do everything. So,
some say the best plan is no plan.
no plan survives contact
Those
with the
people
enemy.
die in combat.
And we all know that combat is here.
What was it that
Right
Sun
now.
Tzu said?
I don't know, via like a river in a waterfall, something like that. I have the book. Do you want to quote the book?
No.
Time.
You know what? Sure, go to page 220 and see what he
I
says.
don't have time.
I don't think there's 220 pages in Sun Tzu's Art of War.
Well, fuck. Anyway, as I've said, I'm Corby and I'm hosting this week despite the fact I've got nothing to do with it. The one who has everything to do with this week, Tom, please.
I am Tom J, and I will be narrating some things this week. Oh boy.
I should have got something stronger than coffee.
I'm on green tea.
I'm an Irish coffee. No.
Speaking of being on green tea, hi Matt.
Hello. Page
How
220
are
of the Art of War.
ingesting your green tea?
Oh, through the face.
Not up the
I've
arse?
Yeah.
No green tea enemas. I have that page if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Sun and moon revolve through their phases. That was weirdly said. They set and rise
Phases.
again. Wax and wane. The
They
seasons
simulate through
alternate.
their phases, darling.
The seasons alternate. They move through cycles of hot and cold. The infinite variations of direction, direct and indirect, are like the setting and rising of the sun and moon, like the alternations of the seasons. Fucking hell, I can't read.
God, I really hope
Basically-
Tom's more prepared to read than Matt is.
Be fluid like the moon.
But the moons are solid.
And that's what it wants you to think.
Why do you think we've never been back?
It's too wet.
It's too wet on the moon.
The
You
astronauts
all
die
saw
when
the
they need
rain
to
in the
paddle.
moon footage.
Is that why they need astronauts to train to swim before they go up?
Exactly. It's one big
Where they made
pool.
them do the training in the spacesuits. You gotta swim on the moon. Speaking of swimming on the moon, hi John.
Hi. I think I've got a different book to you, Matt, because I opened it and it's just completely blank pages until you get to like
So-
page 50 and it just says stay strapped or get clapped.
You've been reading the wrong Art of War.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Does the book end after that page, John? Or
It's
Yes.
100 pages and the middle page is just
It's
that.
that. It's just that.
That is indeed.
That was the author's true vision.
I mean, I do believe
many-
he's the greatest tactician of our time.
Not many people have
Of
read
our
his book.
time? Wait.
Yes, he's here.
Special
Sun Tzu, everybody.
special guest
Yes.
Sun Tzu for Fiction
Yeah.
Week.
Our first
Not
guest.
many people read his book, The Art of War.
Oh.
Oh.
Anyway,
Just to
hello,
lower
people.
the tone, so we can only go higher.
Speaking of only going higher,
Let's get high.
as mentioned, the entirety of this episode will be One Small Town, Episode 5. Alarm bells and school bells are all the same.
Are they?
Yes.
We'll
Yes,
find
they
out
are.
over the course of the episode.
You just
When
have
they
the air
finally
right
have to
side of
respond
it.
to an emergency, it's just
School
ah,
was
the
incredibly
school bells go.
concerning for me.
Would folks like a quick recap of the story so
Please.
far?
Yeah, I've not edited the others yet, so I don't know where I am.
So,
What do you mean, yes?
a bunch of teens gathered for an end of summer party, which went quite wrong. Elliot shot David, and then later found out that was his girlfriend's cousin. That body was found, along with a package labeled Secret Gambling Stash, which belonged to Simon's father. Finding his fingerprints on that package, Simon's father was arrested.
Oh yeah, the police
shit,
phoned him up.
Yeah, he did get arrested. They
The
phoned
police
him
phoned him up
said
and
he
said,
was
"Don't
coming."
move,
Yeah.
we're coming for you."
As
I
we
like
all
to-
know, criminals are excellent. at
Master
staying put.
policing there.
I like to think that he's just trying to explain himself in the interrogation, but just goes, "Of course I didn't kill him. If I killed him, I definitely would have taken that money."
Solid defense.
It's a pretty good defense, yeah.
And of course, Drake is still out there with the evidence that Elliot shot David.
Hiding in bushes. near
Hands
a
to the
church.
gun.
Hiding
with a
behind
gun.
trees. He's got a gun and a copy of Spider-Man 1 on DVD.
And refuses to take his medication.
Oh. So, episode 5, scene 1. Elliot is tossing and turning in his sleep. He hears Ivy's voice sort of echoing in his head, saying what she said to him last time they met about David being her cousin. Someone shot my cousin. He was my best friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it sort of... Yeah, she
I didn't
Cousin
get
and
that
best friend.
impression in the one interaction they had.
maybe they should have interacted more than once before he died.
To me, it felt kind of like just reaching up that a celebrity you kind of liked is dead. It's just like it kind of feels a bit shit, but there's no real connection.
We fallen back to 2016.
Yep.
Oh, they're still dying.
Oh.
They're still dying.
Yeah, they're not immortal yet. It's a pain in the ass.
No one
So anyway,
no one
he-
has yet reached the brain in a jar phase.
He hears her voice echoing in his head, and it sort of distorts somewhat and just turns into her saying, you did this. You shot my cousin. And then he bolts upright, waking up.
I
Classic
like
dream
when the
sequence.
moment you enter the dream sequence, I knew this was going to turn into "You did this."
You killed my father. Wait,
Oh,
no,
I mean,
wrong
cousin.
relation.
Sorry.
I mean, my
Get Louise. Two houses over.
Sorry, wrong haunting.
Yeah.
So, he bolts upright, looks over at the clock. It's 4:04 a.m. He turns to
Time
go back
zone
to
not
sleep,
found.
and then
404, sleep not bound.
Oh, that's true though.
oh, he turns to go back to sleep, but then sees a shadowy figure standing in his room. It's David. David is standing there, looking disheveled. Elliot is in disbelief. David says, "You put me here. You did this to me. You're going to burn in hell along with me."
Look
David
how
pulls
disheveled
out
I
a,
am.
David pulls out a gun and shoots Elliot. Elliot wakes up.
Dream within a dream.
Mhm.
I like he actually looks dishevelled. Like it'd be more unnerving if he just looks properly prim and proper. Like if he
Yeah.
actually looks. If he wait,
Turned
he's
up in a
stylish.
suit.
Like, what happened?
Going
what
to
you
fucking
did.
prom or something.
You've made me look like I got dragged through a hedge slightly. You bastard!
You've
Oh.
ruined my
He's a bad guy.
suit.
That makes you a bad guy. Fine.
This time Elliot wakes up properly and his phone alarm is going with a reminder that it's the first day back at school.
But does he wake up?
Does he go back to bed?
Or is this whole thing his dream?
On the next 5 episodes, it's dreams.
Oh,
No,
God.
we just don't know.
All been a dream sequence.
Oh.
And he's actually just like getting ready to go to adventure camp a week
Again.
before he's going.
No.
Oh. So, scene 2 is sort of a series of mini scenes with everyone arriving at school. The first of these is Drake, looking half asleep, approaches Ilkley Grammar School, thinks about something, shakes his head and walks away. Then
Do I do the evil today? Nah.
pretty much. What evil shall I do today? I need to think about it.
Is it more like he looked at the school, realised he'd forgotten his gun and left?
Could be.
I've just realised what that implies.
Oh no.
No, I think that's a fair implication here, to be honest.
I mean, it is Drake. You never know with that guy. Oh.
Goddamn
Next
lizard
we have Simon and Rachel hurriedly leaving their house. Simon leaves. Rachel does the cliche thing of taking a single bite of toast before going out of the door.
Oh god, is it like fucking the picture of Kim Jong-un's sister running along with the toast in her mouth?
No, nothing makes me more unhappy than that image in TV of I'm gonna grab my breakfast and gotta go. And
A single
Oh,
bite
wow.
of dry toast.
Better have this dry bread that I put in the toaster. Dry my mouth out.
100% just a moe cliche, but yes.
hate it. Hate it.
The disdain in your expression.
No, it's like if it's like always in American films, they've got the biggest, most luxurious breakfast possible, and then
Yeah.
must come down slightly late and just grab a slice of toast, whoop, off I go. No, sit there, eat it, be fucking 5 minutes late. Who cares?
It leaves the mum just sat there am I a joke to you?
Yeah, she's worked hard on that.
I was gonna say,
mean-
because if you're 5 minutes late to school, you'll get fucking murdered.
Because that's what happens. You don't get detention or a comment, you get murdered.
No.
They're really up to the sanctions these days.
I think it would be
You used to just get a comment.
It would be quite interesting to see if instead of toast, they just grabbed an egg or something. Just like an unboiled egg.
Just a flat fried egg.
I was gonna say like a fistful of scrambled eggs just
Oh,
left.
just an uncooked head right from the fucking egg box.
Just what, running with a bowl of cereal in their mouth. Just
Just put their hand in a bowl of cereal and just pull out dripping wet Cheerios. And
Oh.
just slap them in your face. Like
Oh.
a dirty
Oh, I was
cereal bowl
imagining
you
them running along with the bowl in one hand, trying to drink it.
just chewing on a shredded wheat as they're heading up the hill.
Oh god,
Anyway.
you've just changed it. Now instead of raw toast, it's raw Weetabix that they're running through the street with.
No,
are. So dry.
just sugar flying behind them as they try and put topping on it.
Oh.
Trying to
Anyway.
chew Weetabix and chug milk at the same time.
Anyway.
So Rachel steps out, and Harry is at their gate,
Ah.
waiting to walk her to school.
Does Simon acknowledge Harry?
Simon's already left.
How long was Harry there for? Did Harry turn up in the intermission between him leaving and Rachel leaving? Because if
Harry saw
Simon probably
Simon
went-
leave.
Simon probably went past him. Rachel just had to take that bite of toast.
In
before-
Harry's defense, he needs to be tracking him at all times. So
he does, yeah, that's fair. I can't wait for the episode where somebody actually acknowledges Harry O'Daniels. It isn't Rachel.
Rachel asks Harry why he isn't in school uniform, and he tells her because he's home educated.
Because
Oh
I'm
my God.
35.
Because I'm 35, I'm home educated, and I'm a hunter. I don't need maps.
the three
they
things
never
you
have
don't
nuts.
need education for.
I went to the school of hard knocks, and I finished with a third. Crap.
Oh.
My knee has never been the same.
So Rachel and Harry make plans to meet after school. We then cut to Simon arriving at school, and Ben greets him and asks where Elliot is. Simon says that he thought Elliot was with Ben. Ben gestures to the empty space next to him and says, "Oh yeah, he's right here next to me. Can't you see him?" Simon is not in the mood for this.
Simon's the most real person in this show so far, and he's a
thought he was
fucking
the
kelpie.
The ghost Kelpie is the most realistic interpretation of a human.
Between him and the 4chan girl.
Alright.
Ben basically asks Simon what's wrong. Simon doesn't want to talk about it, and Ben says he should talk about it. Then Simon snaps and tells Ben all about the whole gambling situation with his dad, and ends with, "There, are you happy now? I've talked about it." Ben starts to express sympathy, but Simon pushes him to answer the question, "Are you happy now?"
Are you happy now? Look at me! Where's your smile?
Ben says that he's glad I'm glad you told me, not glad it happened, not glad that you're kind of being a jerk, and then he goes off to find Amy. Simon says, "Yeah, go find your girlfriend. She'll make everything better. Only there's nothing wrong in your life, is there?"
Wow.
Not yet.
Damn. Everything's turned up like to an 11.
Yeah.
Also, like this, Ben and Amy and Elliot and Ivy, they've only been dating for like a week, haven't they?
Yeah, just about 2 weeks, I think, at this point.
Yeah, and then also
'Cause
the
we
two
skip-
of them
We
fucked
skipped
up.
a week when Ben and Elliot were at adventure
So
camp.
really, they've only seen each other like twice.
Yes, but already the
Oh.
relationship is strong, like
Oh, yeah.
concrete that's dried out. Definitely not brittle. Hammers.
Yeah,
They've got to watch
definitely
out for
not.
those.
Definitely
Oh,
not brittle
that-
like a manganese
Believe me,
steel
the hammer's coming.
The hammer's gonna strike the anvil, and somebody will die.
Oh. In response to Simon saying to Ben, "There's nothing wrong in your life," Ben retorts, that his dad is in another country and he can never see him again. Does that sound like nothing wrong in my life to you? And then he goes off
Where's
to
that?
find Amy.
Island.
Oh, Ireland. Right.
Yeah, because
You
Ben
can't see him in
had
Ireland.
lived in Ireland with his
I
mum and
guess
dad.
that
Then
counts as
they
another
got
country.
divorced.
I mean,
Yeah, Ireland,
ferry
Ireland,
to
not
get
Northern
there,
Ireland.
but, yeah.
It's
The Isle of Ireland.
The Isle of Isles.
It's
The
not
Isle
massively
Land.
far. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
exactly like
across the
Abu Dhabi. It's. I mean, you get
I mean,
a ferry there.
I think the main point being that his dad has no visitation rights.
Oh no.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Was his dad in prison?
Although I'm pretty sure
He's
that
in
at some point
prison.
he says he can
Irish
see his dad
prison.
once a year. It's unclear what the exact rules with that
Ben is
situation.
unsure when he can and can't see his dad.
Because this entire thing is a first draft, so some
fuck.
things don't quite add up.
What? Continuity errors? My god.
Yeah. So Ben goes to catch up with Amy and mentions that Simon's in a bad mood. Amy knows about their family situation because Rachel told her.
Mm.
But she says Rachel is holding up pretty well considering, probably because she has a boyfriend to confide in.
Oh, so wait, so Amy does know about Harry O'Daniels.
Amy knows about Harry O'Daniels, yeah.
He's not imaginary.
That's what. Well, I mean, she's never met him. It's just
She
like
wants
through
the one
word
with
of
the
mouth.
concussion.
Oh, that's true.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is Head Wound Amy, as her friend Nora.
Hey,
Oh.
head wound Amy. Scar's looking good today. You could hold a pencil in it.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a very big head wound.
So Ben asks about Amy's living situation and says that if she needs to, she can stay at his place if she wants. Amy declines, saying that she wants to deal with it her own way.
That's all well
Being
and
divorced from your
you know.
parents will do that.
Yeah. Ben also asks about the threatening letters that Amy has been being sent. She's received some more and is starting to worry it isn't a joke after all and they might be genuine.
I wonder if these very threatening letters that have been slightly burned could be a message. Nah.
Amy concludes that
After the-
only one person could hate her enough to be sending these.
Jenny.
Oh,
Jenny Clark.
Oh.
She's been on those interwebs, printing off these burnt letters and mailing them to me.
printing off
Oh.
these bud. Oh, now I've just got like a thing of like when you see like faded paper.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got like an image of
Yeah.
like it's like faded paper, but it's got the white outline from when you print it off.
There's
Because
just
it
like
doesn't-
a watermark that says printer property of Jenny Clark or something. Who
Yeah,
could
when-
be
when you-
sending these?
When you want to print it like full page, but then you get the white outline around the side, and it's like, well, what the fuck did I waste my time here for?
Speaking of Jenny, we then catch up with her, Ivy, and Mike Ethan, just hanging out in the Year 11 Centre and chatting. Ivy and Mike Ethan tease Jenny for being excited to be back at school. The topic turns to dating, and Jenny complains that the guy she likes is dating the girl she hates.
Do they know who she's talking about, or are they oblivious?
Yes. But
Yes.
they know who she's talking about. Yeah, because Jenny confided in Mike Ethan that she had a crush on Ben.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it is revealed in this scene that Mike Ethan kind of let that slip to Ivy as well.
Mike.
What a
Mike,
bell
Mike,
end.
Mike. You can't call Mike even a bell end.
Yeah.
Look, he needs an insult that's 2 words long, just like his name.
You bell end.
Oh, also, like, didn't he also have a crush on Ben?
Yes, he
Yes,
also has a
yeah.
crush on Ben.
Because, everybody loves everybody. It's a real,
Yeah.
real who.
It's a real shit show.
Welcome to the
I was gonna
cult,
say,
where
who's
you're
in-
only allowed to date inside the cult.
You are, yeah. No, that is just a thing that happens. It's terrifying.
So, Rachel and Elliot both arrive late at school at the same time. Rachel tries to chat with Elliot, but he is in a bit of a mood. Rachel tells him, yeah, everyone has problems. And he says, no one has problems like mine, which is a cliche thing to say, but he is right.
Yeah, he's the only one who's been murdering people.
Yeah.
Like, murdered a person.
I was gonna say, who else did he kill while I wasn't
Just
here?
the one person, actually.
Technically, wouldn't Drake have similar issues?
What? Sorry.
Wouldn't Drake have similar issues? Didn't he kill someone at some point?
I mean,
Drake killed his own brother, but that was before the show even began.
I
Oh,
say,
no, that's fine.
It's in the
Drake's
past.
content
Their-
at this
their
point.
experience and like their negativity of David, but they're not gonna.
No, but because it got killed off screen, it can't affect the character on an emotional level. That's how it works, right?
It's why they
Yeah,
stopped doing the Uncle Ben things in the newest Spider-Man films.
My brain hopped to the rice. I wasn't sure where you were going with that. For the
They
first
stopped.
few
They stopped.
seconds.
They like, nah, we're not going to show the Uncle Ben thing anymore.
For a second, I
Everyone
thought
gets
you
it. We understand.
were- For a second, I thought you were going to just tell us that they'd stopped selling Uncle Ben's. Like, just out of the blue, off topic.
What? I was gonna be really annoyed. That's what this thing is I eat for lunch. Yeah.
Rice.
Rachel then tells Elliot some of her own problems, including the fact that she's weirded out by the boy who sold her drugs then got shot. And then Elliot tells Rachel that he met David, and David also tried to sell him drugs.
Why would
So
you
they
reveal that?
he just does.
Elliot is not a smart man.
Nope.
He's
no,
playing-
he is not.
He's playing the Among Us game where it's like, yes, I met him once, and he also tried to sell me drugs.
I don't know if Elliot is the
Cottoning
dumbest
on to
character
like her
in the
story.
show, but
Yeah.
it's possible. He's definitely a contender
Yes, I believe it was David in the garden with the pickaxe.
for the lead piping.
No, it's definitely Elliot. I saw him vent. It's definitely him. He's the imposter.
I saw him vent from the ballroom to the dining room.
Oh. So, scene 3 now. Everyone's arrived at school, except for Drake, who is not at school.
Oh yeah, he walked up, was like, no, I need to evil today, and left.
Evil! Twiddles.
Wait a minute, this isn't on my evil schedule.
He's probably just gonna go home and sit in his apartment.
I'm gonna watch Spider-Man 1 again.
For the
only
7th
DVD he
time.
has.
Oh. Oh,
I just
so
have a
he-
great image, it's just on loop on the TV.
He doesn't have signal for any channel, so it's just that on repeat.
And it's the only DVD he has. He's saving up his
Oh.
money to flee to, I don't know.
Turkmenistan?
Sure.
Sure, why not? So, walking away from school, Drake bumps into another student. This is a new character. This is Sasha. He criticizes her for... she's obviously skiving, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case international listeners don't know, that is British slang for bunking off school. Or at least it was when we were at school. I don't know if
think
it's stuck
skiving
around.
still
The kids will have their own
Right, yeah.
terms.
Yeah.
Out.
I don't know what the kids these days are saying, but when I wrote this, it was skiving.
Sky, unrelated note, to me, skiving sounds like a slang term for going skydiving as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it does. It's also a
She's been
horrible word.
skydiving.
Going skiving this weekend, yeah. I fucking love them
It does,
planes.
it does make you think of rats, like ratty features when someone says skydiving.
Rat skydiving.
No, I meant like just physical rat features, not rat skydiving.
Oh. So anyway, he criticizes her for wearing her school uniform underneath, quote, a hideous hoodie. He says, that's a rookie mistake for skiving, because you're wearing a school uniform, you're obviously skipping school. She recognizes Drake because he and David sold her drugs in the past.
It's not because he's Drake the singer, which is still the
Oh my
image
god,
in my
can I have
mind.
your autograph?
Drake
I
the
love
Lizard
that
Man.
He's like calling her out for a rookie mistake, and he's actually just like his like name on his fucking shirt.
He's got like a name badge.
Yeah.
You know when like you start like a new
He's,
school
he's
and
also
you have that
taking
sticker
David's
with the
I'm not a
name.
drug dealer shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of David, Sasha reveals that David assaulted her family and killed her mother.
Jesus, that's a random thing to.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I know David. Yeah, he assaulted my family. Good times.
Okay. Hmm.
Sasha, learning that David is out of the picture, which is the phrase Drake uses, then says she has to sort of blame Drake for what's happened. And
I don't
threatens
think that's how it works.
Then she just points a gun at him and it's
sins
like,
that
well, now
are-
you need to die, bitch.
I need to kill someone here.
Well, she threatens to turn him in for drug dealing, and Drake responds by saying the last person to threaten him was his brother, and he killed him.
Why is he What is this?
Very flippant with revealing their crimes, these characters.
I think that certain characters in your fucking arc can't lie.
This is like the chatting in the street all over again in episode 1, where they just loudly announced they'd killed people in Italy.
Look, it's legal in Italy.
Shh, don't tell everyone.
Oh. He also tells her to do herself a favor, go back to school, and don't end up like either of us. It's not a good life. The us being Drake and David.
Yeah, 'cause David's dead.
I'll fucking kill you! Now go get an education! What the fuck?
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Now go to religious studies.
You're gonna need God. It's so back and forth. Just, oh, that's a rookie error. Here's how you should do it. Now go back to school. Does Drake not have a... I was gonna say fixed personality, but
I would describe Drake as a wild card.
that's certainly a word.
I am
Yeah.
getting like shit Loki vibes.
Yeah, shit Loki vibes.
The thing with Drake is he's been kind of under David's thumb for a long time, but now David is out of the picture. He's just spinning his wheels and seeing
He's
what
got
he
a
can get
giant
away
bum
with,
like the
essentially.
Like,
Nobody's mentioned his giant hitcher bum.
Back at school, it is break time. Simon and Elliot are catching up in the library, and Elliot confesses he was thinking of skipping school today, hence his lateness. Simon then notices Ivy coming into the library and looking round for Elliot and points her out. Elliot makes a very flimsy excuse to leave before Ivy sees him.
How
Let
does he
me-
get out? There's only one way out that library, and it's not exactly a big
through
library.
through the window.
That means falling 3 floors or more.
It's worth it.
Oh, let me find Elliot's exact quote.
Excuse me, I need to go water the plants, and then just leaps out the window.
I'm sorry, there's a present in DT that I need to burn.
What Elliot says is, "Oh God, Simon, I just remembered. I have to go see Mr. Thingit for the thingy about the thing."
You know the thing.
Simon says, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?" Elliot leaves.
I wish he'd said no.
No, just jumps out the window.
Combat rolls through the door.
He somehow manages to get
Continuous
out
combat rolls.
without Ivy seeing him. Then Ivy goes over to Simon and says, "Hey, did I just see Elliot with you?" And Simon says, "Yeah, you did, but he left on account of a thing."
I mean, he's not lying.
So yes, Elliot is deliberately avoiding Ivy for obvious reasons.
Well, you know, murder does that to you.
Oh yes. Back with Drake. He is now on New Brook Street, going down a little alley next to the Indian takeaway, if you know where I mean.
Is he going towards his Spider-Man then?
Is New Brook Street where the stair incident happened?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah. All you really need to know is he's going down an alley which leads into sort of like a small courtyard area.
If you'd said Elliot-kun fish and chips, I would have known exactly what you meant.
Yeah, the fish and chip shop. So,
All right.
he goes down there and goes into the courtyard, and then turns and sees that Sasha has followed him here. Asking her why, she says she wanted to give him something. She punches him in the face.
I mean, this is for David doing what he did that didn't involve you.
Yep. She and that knocks him to the ground. She then continues punching him into the ground. She discreetly pulls out a small knife out of her pocket. She raises it above her head and slams it down into Drake's chest. There is a loud crunching sound.
Ooh. Is anyone else imagining ritual sacrifice when he described raising it up?
Yeah, that's... Where did this pentagram come from?
Oh, Oh, now, whereabouts is your heart? Yes, I need to take that out and give it to the god of the sun.
What a weird stab wound. It's all perfect to a pentagram. What kind of knife can do that? I don't know.
Yeah, but she
Drake
does
is
stab
such
him.
a shit villain. He's so bad at just everything.
Are we gonna
Which
have
is
a
why
villain-
he's being
are we
killed
gonna have,
off.
Like, are we gonna have a villain killed by the new villain every fucking
Every other
episode.
Is that what's going to happen here?
So yeah, she stabs a knife into his chest. There's a crunching sound. She lets go of the knife and backs away. Drake stands up and opens his jacket to show no stab wound through his shirt. He
You
pulls
fool!
out the knife and says, "I think you just broke my phone."
Oh, I thought
it's
it was
not
gonna-
the
I thought
copy
the
of
knife.
Spider-Man.
I thought it was the knife from the copy of Spider-Man. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, I wish it was a copy of Spider-Man.
We can
My copy
retcon.
of Spider-Man.
We can retcon that one.
Oh,
It's
So-
fine. I have 30 more back at home.
Drake, now with the knife, advances on Sasha, hits her, holds the knife to her neck, and tells her to leave him alone. She, now, having lost all of the cards that she has, says that she will leave him alone. Drake cuts her on the wrist and calls it a permanent reminder of that promise.
Now go back
Why
to
did
school, bitch.
Okay. Yeah.
She then goes,
Back to
After-
school, or
Now, go back to
We
school.
don't know.
You make a very compelling point.
away from Drake.
Does she not reappear again? Was she a one-off character?
I can't honestly remember if she does appear again.
God,
she's gonna come back in the last episode
was this just
to
was this
stop
just,
Drake.
Like, was this, oh God, is she gonna be the Deus Ex Machina?
Oh, but the steps you're talking about, by the way, were they the ones that went down basically the river area?
No.
No.
Okay. Trying to fucking find it on Google Maps.
Very short flight of steps leading up to the church.
They're
Oh, those
really not
ones.
that
Yeah, no,
threatening.
those ones. Yeah, no, I chased a badger of those. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, those, the Badger Stairs.
Yeah, those ones.
No context.
I'm gonna say that's a great out of context.
Now that
statement.
we've now that we've got that sorted, after Sasha has gone, Drake pulls out a photo that he's been carrying in his jacket of his brother Victor. He
Not
looks
Hugo. Have I just imagined him being called Hugo for the whole time?
No, Drake's brother is Victor.
So who's Hugo?
this-
Victor
brother that-
Hugo.
Victor Hugo is a real person.
Yeah, I've just mopped my tooth on my cup.
So he looks at that photo and then looks up at the sky and says, "I'm sorry, Victor," to himself.
I'm
was gonna
sorry,
say-
Victor.
I should have killed her. I know, Victor, but I'm sorry.
I genuinely thought he was going to say, I'm sorry, God.
Why have you forsaken me?
Oh. Scene 4. It is lunchtime.
Okay.
Amy and Rachel catch up, and they're both chat and are thankful that they both have normal boyfriends. We then cut to Ben doing a very silly impression of one of the teachers.
Oh, fantastic.
He's
Okay.
with Simon now, and the two seem to be back on good terms after the snapping at each other in the morning. Elliot is elsewhere, about to leave from one of the other exits from the school, when Ivy finds him and confronts him about avoiding her. He says he had to see a teacher because he was late, but Ivy doesn't believe him. Elliot says, "Oh, I just remembered, I have to go, bye."
He didn't use the seeing Mr. Thing about the thing for the thing. I thought that was a foolproof excuse.
Yeah, he'd already used that one today, so you know.
You can only use
You
one
can only
excuse
use one
once.
excuse.
You can also only use it when he needs to leave via window.
Exactly. Or extreme combat roll continuously.
Mike
Spread
Ethan
first round
and
situation.
Jenny are waiting for Ivy, but she's not showing up. Jenny says that she's probably off with Elliot somewhere. Mike Ethan says that he wants to wait for Ben because Ben is new at the school and needs someone to show him around, being the new kid and all. Jenny says it looks like neither Ivy or Ben are here, so they should just go to lunch on their own, so they go.
I mean, did they arrange to meet with them, or were they just hanging around?
I think it's the thing that they would usually go to lunch with Ivy.
It's a
And
mutual
they're now friends
understanding.
with Ben, Elliot, and Simon and all that. But then they just go off.
Also,
Just Jenny and Mikey.
is this? They are coming back to the same school, aren't they?
Yes.
And yet you implied at the start that they never knew each other.
Yeah, for some reason, these groups of friends have not intersected
out
until the first
continuity.
episode.
I've been wanting to call that one out for a
You're
while,
not wrong.
but
You're not wrong. I am sure we might have brought it up very briefly in one of the previous episodes because they had never met each other when they all got drunk in the park.
and yet they all went to the same school and were also in the same class. What?
I'm not trying to take this, but I just found out that it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah.
Arr!
Now be having continuity errors.
Mike, Ethan, and Jenny go to lunch.
You might need to work
Scurvy
on
dogs.
people knowing people.
I'm sorry, Victor.
No, go back to class.
Oh,
Before we kill all you back in the street.
The two people who came up with it, then their pirate names are Cap and Slappy and Old Chum Bucket.
Oh God.
amazing.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh.
Continue, Tom.
Rachel and Amy are walking down to the bottom gate together. Rachel says she thinks she sees Harry waiting for her through the throng of other students going to lunch. And says Amy is welcome to tag along with them for lunch, but Amy doesn't want a third wheel, so she says she'll go and find Ben.
She's just
Last
looking
night,
at
we all
the
got
group of
concussed.
people. I don't see Harry. He's right there, squeezing through the bars, trying to shoot Simon.
So, Rachel continues to go down to the bottom gate to meet up with Harry, and Amy turns back to go and find Ben wherever he is. Mike, Ethan, and Jenny are behind Rachel and Amy, walking down the same path. Mike Ethan, seeing that Amy is there, suggests they maybe take another route. Jenny confesses she didn't notice Amy and was more focused on Rachel. Mike Ethan questions why Jenny has become so fascinated with Rachel all of a sudden. If we remember, because Jenny saw Rachel taking drugs at the party.
And she has a plan?
She's concerned about Rachel, essentially.
Right, okay. But then they don't know each other and they're not friends, but she's concerned. It's like good neighbor syndrome. Syndrome?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Good neighbor syndrome. Are you
Anyway.
feeling really kind recently and don't know why?
Do you want to make sure your neighbors are okay? You may have neighbor syndrome of the good variety.
Before Jenny can before Jenny can answer Mike Ethan's question about Rachel, Amy turns around and sees them. Amy, seeing Jenny, says, "What are you doing here, bitch?"
I go to school here.
That is literally what Jenny says. I go to school here. Bit of a stupid question, Amy.
These fucking people.
I mean,
Oh
yeah.
my God. It's like pulling like polar extremes of personalities. There's no middle ground.
Ben and Simon, approaching from another direction, see Amy push Jenny and rush to intervene. Simon puts himself between them and asks asks Amy what Jenny ever did to her. Amy then challenges Jenny and says, "Tell them, Jenny, tell them what you did." Jenny tells her to drop it. Ben, in a misguided approach to calm down the situation, says, "We're all friends here."
Way to read a room.
Simon responds, "Are we?"
Why is the only likable character Simon? Please
Oh,
answer me
God.
this.
Why is the Kelpie ghost the likable one?
Oh. Obviously,
Oh,
Ben is
man.
dating Amy, but he also considers himself friends with the others.
Ben keeps doing this, like where he says something and it's just read the room, man. Come on.
Oh. Jenny tells Ben that she hates Amy, and a true friend would be supportive of that.
That's
They've
not
only
how
known
that
each
works.
other, like 2 weeks.
It does sometimes feel like someone just chucked a bunch of AI into a room and let them get on with it. Like, it doesn't feel like people.
It's like
Oh.
monkey typewriters.
It's instead of like 8 people and 1 AI, it's 8 AI and 1 person trying to have a conversation.
And that person is trying to keep the AI from blowing up from
It's
sheer
one
stress.
genuine person and 8 chatbots, and I don't know what to do with it.
Oh.
This is
So,
not what you're writing, Tom. This is not.
Oh my god.
Jenny and Mike Ethan go. Simon lingers for a moment with Ben and Amy, then says, "This is awkward. I'm going to go with them," and goes after Jenny and Mike Ethan. Ben asks Amy if she's ever going to tell him what actually happened between her and Jenny. We don't hear her response to that because it cuts away. Drake is near the school again, on the phone to a guy named Sean.
Have we met Sean before? That name
No.
feels familiar.
No.
We've not met Sean, but we've heard his name crop up a few times.
Is he the shifty one that knows about all the...
That's the one.
Hey,
All
I
the-
remember the thing.
Shifty
he knows
Sean.
about all the... He knows about
The
all
one that had the intel on where they will serve underage people at bars.
Yes.
Yeah.
The man with the plan.
So Drake is on the phone to him. He sees Mike Ethan with Jenny and Simon and goes to bother Mike Ethan, addressing him by name, and then saying to the others that they met at the night of the party.
Hey, Mike Ethan, have you found God yet?
Hey!
Before that conversation can really go any further, Drake then sees Ben and Amy going into Tesco and goes to bother them instead.
Does Drake have...
Shit Loki syndrome.
Like...
Drake wants to bother as many people as he
They
can.
are doing evil by being a minor inconvenience to these individuals by
That is-
saying
I think
hi
it's literally
and
that
then
he's lost
bouncing to another person.
I think that now that David's gone, he's just lost control of his life because no one's telling him what to
He
do.
doesn't have any direction.
He's aimless. He's...
Now that he's free from David, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Free from David's giant thumb squashing down on him.
It's like, I've never had this much freedom before. I can be a pest.
Oh my god, there are other DVDs?
There's more
What
than
is-
one film?
what
Why did
is-
no one tell me?
What is this Spider-Man 2?
Tom Holland, who's that?
There have been 3 Spider-Men?
So Amy is waiting for Ben outside Tesco. He's basically gone in to get both of their lunches. And then Drake accosts her. She remembers him from the night of the party and tells him to get lost. Drake then says, "When I told you you'd regret it, I meant that," referring to when Amy refused to buy drugs from him and punched him in the face.
Ah, yes. Good times.
He just keeps getting punched in the face.
Like,
Maybe that's why he keeps hopping from thing to thing. Just too many punches to the face make it so he
one
can't
second.
concentrate.
he's got
Where
no
did-
sense of direction.
Where did Sasha try to murder him again?
Down near Olicana Fish Shop.
Down near the fish and chip shop.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's back
so
to his
pretty
old
much-
teleporting ways, yes.
You know where
Yeah,
Shalamar's is?
It's less that. I'm just but I'm just trying to think. Isn't there a certain risk of people just seeing a woman jump
Oh
on
yeah,
someone's
that
desk
was
and
in
stab them
that
to
was in a
fucking
public
shit?
place.
Yeah,
That is
I was just-
very public. But it was established stuff happening in public doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
This is a world where nobody except the characters exist.
Yeah.
It's all Elliot's nightmare dream sequence.
So, Ben comes out with 2 meal deals, and Drake then tells Ben that Amy just agreed to go out on a date with him. Which she did not. Drake tells Ben that Amy just agreed to go on a date with Drake.
Okay.
That's right, it's another one of his trademark lies.
Oh, careful, Drake, you're in danger of being hilarious.
So then he feigns realization that Ben and Amy are together, and says, "Ooh, well, this is awkward. If you two didn't have trust issues before, you probably should now." Amy...
Fucking wow! Jesus.
I don't have words.
On the one hand, he's right to call them out on that, but
It's like he has ADHD.
Amy tells him to get lost again, and she and Ben leave, and then Drake says, under his breath, "You're the one who's lost, Amy." His phone rings again, and,
not all
and he
who
continues
wander
his
are
phone call with
lost.
Sean.
Allow me to make prophetic comments to myself which have no bearing.
Who was this boy? What the fuck what is your fucking deal, nerd?
Once you've read some more of my letters, you'll realize.
Oh. Scene 5 now. Simon finds Elliot brooding alone before the last lesson of the day.
What lesson is
He,
it? Because if it's a shit one, I understand.
I mean, most of them weren't great. Let's put it like that.
They're all
Reading
shit
was
ones.
very easy.
That is
Oh,
true.
yeah. They're all shit ones when you've murdered a man recently.
Yeah, to be fair.
I don't know. Criminology might be interesting. Work out how you can get away with it.
Oh. Damn, this is
Yeah.
a bit too late.
If only they taught criminology in high school.
They definitely did like a forensic science.
We had a bit of a forensic science thing in chemistry, but it wasn't an entire.
I
class.
kind of half did a BTEC towards it, but I didn't like it. So
They were wrong. That's not how you hide a body.
This is how you...
no, I picked the medical and sort of the forensic side of things. I was like,
I feel like
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah.
teach us because my chemistry tutor actually was a forensic scientist at one point. So it's just like, nah, all this chemistry and shit, this is how you get rid of a body, kids.
So Simon finds Elliot, asks him basically why he's been acting weird all day and avoiding Ivy, etc.
As you do.
Elliot says that you don't want to know,
I just
essentially.
killed the man
Put a gun against his chest.
chest.
Pulled the trigger.
Trigger.
Simon says, we've been friends 7 years, you can tell me anything. And Elliot says, okay, you're
It's
clearly
really
not
big.
going to let this go. I'm going to tell you, but you're not going to like it. And Simon says, come on, whatever it is, it can't be that bad. Just say it.
Can't be that bad.
Collect Pokemon cards. No.
Elliot then blurts out, I shot her cousin. Simon-
Just in class.
No, they're outside.
Presumably there are other people around.
No, they're alone. Like everyone else is elsewhere on their way to class.
They're sat in a corner in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which all those corners are in plain view. Everyone from the school is watching them.
God.
They
Well,
must
would
have
you
done
stare
something-
at a Kelpie?
I mean,
No.
yeah. You want to know where it is at all times, unless it, sticks itself.
That's
to
not
you
my
and drags
job,
you back
that's
into the
Harry
river.
O'Daniels' job.
Just don't look at it. Strap yourself down to the ground and it'll be fine.
That's how you deal with kelpies.
Yeah.
Strap yourself to the
Belts.
floor.
Copious belts. That's how you deal with everything in life.
That's why they all had belts in Final Fantasy X.
Exactly.
They took the John and Bus.
On hearing the phrase, I shot her cousin, Simon says, what? I don't think I heard that right. Elliot, no, Simon, you did. Elliot then tells him the full story. It happened on the night of the party. I was really drunk and you'd all left. Me and Ivy split up so we could find you, and that's when it happened. He came up to me, he threatened me. One thing led to another, and I shot him. Simon says, I don't believe I'm hearing this. One thing led to another. So I suppose you just tripped and the
That
gun
is
fell into
fair.
your hands.
Pretty
That is-
fair call.
That is good to call him out on it.
One thing led to another, and yeah, I shot him right in the face.
Six
Elliot's
times.
Like, no, he had the gun
with the
first.
entire clip of the gun, and then I reloaded and unloaded again.
Yeah. So Elliot says, no, he had the gun first. Simon says, oh, that makes it all better. Elliot continues telling him the story, says, he held a gun to my head, tried to force feed me drugs. I got away, at least I tried, but he grabbed me, we both fell down. The gun landed in my hands, and I was drunk, and I was scared for my own life.
So I accidentally knocked the safety off, cocked it, and pulled it and shot him in the chest.
Spin made sure it was loaded.
I chambered around straight into that guy's head.
And yeah, Simon does not take well to this confession.
I mean,
And
not
then-
you.
Simon does seem like the most reasonable character, like really reasonable.
Then Simon begins to connect the dots together and realizes that that's the boy in the park that they found. The boy they found his dad's money on. If you hadn't shot him, the police would never have found that money, and my dad wouldn't be in jail right now. You
Yeah, but
put
he's-
my dad in jail.
No, Simon, you've just you've lost your credibility. Your dad's not in jail because of the money. He's in jail
No.
for murder.
Yeah, no. Technically, he's in jail because someone got shot, and fucking Elliot saying I shot the guy. He's like, what? You've literally fucked my family over.
So that scene ends with Simon saying, I've been your friend for 7 years, haven't I? Find yourself a new one. And then he walks away, leaving Elliot crying on the wall.
Damn.
Crying on the wall. Sounds like a shit album.
the new indie band.
Crying on the
Crying
wall.
on the wall.
Why are they northern?
I don't know. This is what you talking about, Tom. This is Pennsylvania, and this is
Thatcher closed the fire mine.
fire mine.
What do you call it?
Can't get no fire since the fire mine shut down.
All my children eat if I'm not there to put fire on the table. So, anyway.
Oh.
I just hate it because in my head, like, that's the voice of the main character from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
God.
There's a scene in like the main trailer where the thing is that, Mum, Dad, I'm going to be a driver, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did he? Between him and the Welsh cat girl, I can't take this game seriously.
Now, hold on a minute. I was like, yeah, just...
Oh.
Oh wow.
I'll have to see if I can
Seems
find
good.
that for you.
It's after school now. Mike, Ethan, and Jenny are hanging out in Jenny's room. Mike Ethan apologizes for not really being able to do much diffusing the Amy situation that happened at lunchtime, but Jenny says, that's all right. Mike Ethan then asks why Jenny and Amy hate each other so much, but Jenny just says it's between her and Amy, and avoids the question.
One day we will get an answer, but today is not
One
that
day
day.
we will get an answer.
Maybe, fan theory,
Yes.
Jenny's mum slept with Amy's dad, and that's why the divorce happened.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So naturally, it's Jenny's fault.
Yeah. Scene 7. Amy arrives at home. She's on the phone to Ben, and she finds another threatening letter. This one says, "Things are about to heat up, Amy Memory." Dropping her full name there.
I forgot that was her surname.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it when he set up the picture, the actual picture of all the cast and stuff like that, which I'm assuming we'll be dropping in this episode at some point to give us a visual cue.
Yes.
cue.
I mean, I could drop
At
that
least
in
at the
now.
start. Yeah, to be honest, it might be helpful to stick it in, like, probably just keep it in the back, honestly. But anyway, and I saw Amy Memory, and I hated it. I'm not going to
It
lie.
made me physically recoil.
I love you, Tom, but that's the only name I've grown to love Mike Ethan in his own way now.
I mean, it's mainly the name.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Amy Memory is now my new source of hatred.
Amy Memory.
Mike Ethan's generally one of my favorite characters from this. Also Drake, just because he's so ridiculous.
Eccentric, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Fucked.
It's
So
also the yeah.
So Amy finds that letter, and then hears her front door slam behind her. Turns around, but there is no one there.
My God. Kelpies.
Speaking of Kelpies, scene 8 takes place in the Cobsterns' house. Rachel and Harry are in the kitchen just chatting. Harry leaves to go for a private tuition session, and Simon arrives in a bad mood.
Yes, I must go for private tuition.
Cock
Right
shot
when your
gun.
brother arrived.
Rachel asks him how his day was, and he says, "How's any school day? It was crap. Crap, 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 crap."
I feel like Simon just
nice,
needs to
darling.
learn how to swear.
Yeah. God darn it, day was crap.
You have to get the PG rating, don't you?
Gosh
Yeah.
darn, today was just so terrible.
Oh, today sure was a...
Oh, what that
not great.
kick in the penis.
It was certainly a humdinger of a disappointment.
I feel like
Oh,
Simon would use the word humdinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he says that, and
That's the
Rachel's
shit,
like, "Oh, was it that bad?" And Simon says, "Worse. Oh, what do you care? You were probably having a great time with your boyfriend."
How
And
dare you enjoy yourself?
then he goes on a bit of a mini rant about everyone getting in relationships. Rachel says, "Calm down, Simon. My boyfriend was just here a moment ago." And then Simon says, "I don't care about your boyfriend. Your stupid, stupid boyfriend who no one else has ever seen or talked to. You probably made him up just because you were jealous of Amy.
Fucking
You've
Alex.
always been jealous of Amy. You're just like the rest of them, cramming for the spotlight."
Okay. My predictions for this, the rest of the show, is it's actually the Truman Show, and Simon's the one that's being pulled on. That's
Oh
what,
my God.
That's what I'm thinking now. 'cause
I
that
am
was like what
I'm so glad.
I feel so
that
justified.
Simon, of all people, called it out.
He
Oh.
is. He's self-aware. He's gonna look at it's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? For a second.
Vindication.
Rachel says, "Hey, don't talk to me like that. I'm your sister." Simon responds, "Don't talk to me like that. I'm your brother." There is
Wait,
a bit
what?
of an awkward silence.
I'm not sure if you understand how this works.
No. You retort with something different, Simon, and that's how the argument escalates.
Oh,
What you've done is
then-
de-escalate the argument.
You've just
I
made it all look
mean-
fucking dumb.
That might be what he wants, let's be real.
Then Rachel basically changes the subject, says that she and their mum are going to visit their dad in jail, asks if he's going to
He's
come.
already in jail.
Yeah, he's already in
Yeah, they
jail.
fucking just chucked him in there. I was like,
Oh yeah,
what?
it doesn't have any court proceedings or anything. Get in the cell, boy.
No, you go.
Nah, man, he's in holding. It's a big difference.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she asks if Simon is going to come or if he's too self-involved to bother. Simon says, Dad can rot in jail. It's his own fault he's in there.
Oof.
Damn.
Rachel storms off. Simon goes over to the fridge and opens it, hesitates for a moment, pulls out a full bottle of wine. He
Oh my
hesitates
God.
again and opens it. End credits roll, followed by a short next time trailer.
Oh dear.
Just consumes the bottle in its entirety. Just rob.
Just
That's the
crunching on
implication.
that glass.
He just starts like, like
Like a sword swallower.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Oh. Any thoughts, theories, predictions for next time?
Just-
I just love the fact that you just called out the fact that no one's
I love
seen
it.
the fucking Irishman.
It feels like when you wrote it, you wrote the crazy characters' lines and then read the crazy characters' lines to us and went, "What the fuck is this shit?" and then put that in Simon's mouth.
Yeah.
Simon feels like your reaction to
Yes.
your writing, and like,
Simon is
To be
you
honest.
in these scenarios.
yeah,
Wait, so Tom's a Kelpie?
Yes. Can't
No.
you see the flowing tentacle kelp?
to be fair, I don't
Speaking
have
of,
too close to with him.
Speaking of crazy characters, I forgot to mention, in Drake's scene with Sasha, he called her hoodie hideous. Not once, but several times.
You
Well,
need
every
to go
time
back
you
and learn.
mention it.
Also, your hoodie is hideous. Seriously.
And
it's
I am
really
putting all of the all of Drake's quotes about the hoodie in the Discord chat
I
now.
can't wait to read these.
bad. Who wants to read them out?
Let's see. Do you want me just to read all of these?
These
Go
are
for it.
in the wrong order, actually, but there.
Oh,
What order are we meant to read them in?
Yeah, tell me.
The third image I've sent is the first one,
First, and then the others in order.
and then one of those is actually Elliot's excuse.
All right. I'll ignore that. Because underneath that hideous hoodie or wearing a school uniform, rookie mistake that unless you're just really bad at this. Then again, Scum's not for everyone. Do I know you from somewhere? I hope not. We're associated, we don't know what the world's coming to. Okay, you sold me something, didn't you? You're a dealer. Well, I guess I don't know what the world. Well, I guess I don't know what the world's coming to. Double down on that. Although I do seem to remember with an attitude as ugly as her dress, someone has an attitude as ugly as her dress in. So you must be Sasha.
Oof. That was actually really good. I actually like
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, so you're not in school. You developed a strange attachment to someone who threatened your life just a few minutes ago.
Why does it say Drake turns around and sees her?
That's
But
after
he's
she's
already-
followed him. I think.
he's-
That's
I
after
said these
she's followed him.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
after she's followed him.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
because I thought this was in the same thing. It's like he's commented on the hoodie without seeing.
If we're on the same wavelength, you want to get your money back for that hoodie, and you're wondering why on earth you are here. Christ. He's out of the picture, and I have to blame you for what he did. What does he do? Give you a fashion tip? Literally
Jesus
every other line. It's like, Jesus.
He
He's got-
really
he's
hates
snapping
that
around
hoodie.
like-
So that was episode 5. Alarm bells and school bells are all the same.
I mean, yes, they really are.
Yeah.
I thought we were about to lose shit Loki, I'm not gonna lie.
I was kind of happy to do shit like
Drake is just such a what? Yeah.
Shit Loki
A
is everything
weird
I wanted
character.
him to be.
Did you have a direction you were taking, Drake, or were you
I
just
had-
making him as irritating in inverted commas as possible?
I did plan out quite a lot of this, but there were like specific sort of story beats and things that I wanted to hit, and a lot of it was like, well, what happens in between these two things, and how do we
Filler.
get to there?
Yeah.
And sort of like, well, Drake doesn't do this thing until episode whatever, so let's just have him spin his wheels for a few episodes and mess with people.
Let's have him be real bored.
Let's have him buy more copies of Spider-Man.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Well, we're only an hour in, so...
Yeah, I feel like you said there was a lot. We got through that quite fast.
Was that it?
We only going an hour.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Tom did trim it down quite well, so obviously it's proof that he's... on the plus side, this means we've got a lot better editing. We might be able to actually do a
Yeah.
full episode.
Corby, do you have an anime you want to talk about?
Oh! Hold on, what have I watched recently?
Secret anime section.
Because...
Surprise anime, the best.
Oh god, what surprise anime.
That's never good.
Because as I said...
Nanny?
because Tom says this was going to take forever, I didn't actually plan anything. Because I expected him to take an episode, then I was going to try and take an episode to talk about the certain series. As in, like, Railgun, Index, and Accelerator.
Oh, that.
Oh god.
It's good, I swear, even if one of them's a bit weird.
I feel like you're describing a lot of anime there.
Look, I might be. What?
It's just
what?
an all-encompassing
I'm just
term.
scrolling. At the moment, I'm just scrolling through Crunchyroll, being like, which shows have I watched that I watched? Well, not recently. What have I watched in the past that would make a good meme right now?
I mean, we don't have to. You get nothing prepped. It can just be a super short fiction.
It can be.
It could be.
Do Corby and John, do you have any theories on why Amy and Jenny hate each other so much?
Of course, because we've got my affair theory.
Well, I mean,
I
didn't
really
you tell
thought
us?
about it because, to be honest, it is so easy to make teenage girls hate each other. It could literally be something tiny.
They have the same shoes.
Yeah.
Amy strikes me as shallow.
Didn't you say she
I
DDoSed
genuinely
her at
don't
the
know.
start of
It'll
the
be
thing?
Interesting.
Or is that a result of what happened?
Jenny just DDoSed her. DDoSed her so hard her mum left.
She did.
Oh,
She deleted the mum's Facebook page, and there goes, she deleted her mum.
That's what happens, right? When your social media stuff gets erased, you erase from existence.
Yes. That's
How
exactly
did he
how it
die? He lost social media.
It's like
He
when you
accidentally
delete your
went into the
Facebook page,
Facebook.
you like dust out like they do in Avengers.
when you
You're
delete your Facebook page, you die in real life.
It's a shit death note.
Oh, it's awful. But
Oh.
I hate it. But no, I generally I'm not quite sure why she hates her.
Maybe they used to date.
I feel like it might be it might be three things. Yeah, there could technically be these today. It could technically be over a boy or a girl, or it's something of their parents.
I will tell you, little peek behind the curtain. At this point, when I was writing this, I didn't know. I didn't actually come up with an answer to this mystery I set up until about halfway through the series.
Oh,
Because I wanted to set up to be like, what is it? Why do they hate each other so much?
Tom wanted to surprise himself.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it.
he was waiting for that toilet moment epiphany where he's just not doing a lot and then it comes
Do you-
to him.
Do you want to clarify to the listeners what you mean by that, Matt?
Oh, I have genuinely have had a lot of good ideas to fix problems with some of the work I do while I'm on the toilet. It's just a thing.
Fair enough. I mean,
It is arguably quite the debate.
It's like having shower thoughts, except
Yeah, on the
That.
toilet. Also, who do you think is the most mysterious, Drake or Harry? Or rather, who do you have the most questions about?
Harry. Drake is
Harry.
just open book.
Drake is just a fuckboy.
A really bad one, but yeah.
No, Drake.
Definitely Harry. I want to know more about our 35-year-old
Yeah.
child.
I mean, yeah.
Who,
No, he is.
who we've established at this point, no one else has actually seen him.
And
Apart
he's
from
home
Amy.
educated.
And he's apparently homeschooled also.
Yeah.
Also, it's like because Harry's definitely been at the house and been in the same room with Simon's parents, and they've not acknowledged it either.
Our parents can't see, but I do.
I see the truth. You brought him here to kill me. Weird time to quote Star Wars.
It is. That's what I thought.
You know what? I am not prepared for anything,
That's
so
fine.
that
Next
and that.
time we'll just do a
Yeah.
shorter.
I'll do a
One Small
short
Town
One Small
and,
Town, and
Because
we'll
we can't
long
do
anime.
a full anime one because that will just
That'll just knock
that
the
will just create the problem
the
again.
schedule back to
Yeah,
what it
no,
was.
it's gonna be one of these. It's just we can.
So we'll just do a longer anime one.
The only time I can do a full anime is if Tom is comfortable doing another full fucking One Small Town episode.
Yeah. We'll work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, episode 9 has a lot going on, so maybe when we get to that point,
Oh, that's like 4
could be.
weeks away
That's,
yet.
that's a long way away now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, by the way. I didn't mean to intentionally date the series because obviously that means that
What with-
everyone knows. Oh, Talk Like a Pirate Day, September the 19th. There's
I
that.
don't think people will mind that we're recording in advance.
They probably know. we've
Most
got
people
events.
do.
Oh no, I know just how much in advance.
Anyway, I need to. If this is all we've got, then we should probably wrap up for the week.
Indeed.
Yes.
Plug your shit.
Well, Tom, since it's been you doing most of the things, where can people find you?
People can find me at Twitter at
In the hearts of
Random
children
Jocks.
everywhere.
in the hearts of children everywhere. He bursts forth like a
Tom-
shit xenomorph.
He really shouldn't have put his blood into the water stream.
Oh.
Now he's
Yes, so,
everywhere.
Twitter is at randomjot. I have a YouTube channel, which is Tom H. Jordan. I recently put up a video looking at old comics that I did when I was about 10.
Now
is-
that is going to date the video, because my god.
Well, I
that
say
will not
recently,
be
it was a
recent.
few weeks ago. And I've got
Even
another
longer than
video
this.
going up soon about logo design, which may or may not be up by the time that this comes out. And I also have a Facebook page, which is Random Jot Comics, where I post the comics that I make nowadays, which I like to think are a lot better in quality.
Fair enough.
So if you're
Yeah.
interested in superheroes and that sort of thing, you could check those out. They're all on there for free.
Well, I don't. I'm gonna say the other two don't have socials. I think we might have a podcast
know.
social soon.
The Twitter is the Twitter will be up when this comes out.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
We're having Twitter where I guess we're going to post. I've been told to manage that, so it'll go fine. Well, we'll let you know when the episodes are coming. There'll be cool pictures related to what's coming next. We'll work out what we're going to put on there.
And me and Tom can bully Matt in the Twitter feed.
Yep. We finally
Bully,
managed
bully.
to get a bird that can deliver the announcement that the episodes are coming.
Nice. Anyway,
Love it.
Carrier pigeon all the way.
the blue carrier pigeon that is Twitter.
Got way too carried away with that spray paint.
Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at GaiusNix. That is GUIASMYX. You can probably find me by putting that into YouTube as well, and you can find me on Twitch if you just put an underscore between Gaius and Nix. But that doesn't matter because links are in the descriptions, and links to mine and Tom's YouTube channels will be on the end card.
Are they on Spotify, the links?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
you can find them in the Spotify descriptions.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Don't worry, upload schedule will be more regular in the future. Coming to Apple Podcasts soon as well.
We've put in for application. We're
stuff.
waiting
We're-
on confirmation.
It should be fine. I mean,
We're getting
I'll
our
process
stuff
most
together,
things.
15 episodes in, or however.
You haven't espoused any hate crimes a bit, so
I don't fucking know what episode this is going to be. 18?
This one's 19, because the next one's a
Ah,
special.
Oh, right.
I was close.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
on that note,
Do we have
John, what do
a
you normally do when we finish
random
fiction
fact or
episodes?
a proverb?
When I usually finish fictions, it tends to be a proverb or
Right,
something like
proper
that.
time.
Character,
Let's see if I can
Yeah.
finally get one right.
No.
Right, okay.
What happens if I do? Does everything just implode?
Maybe.
Yeah,
we can't
no, the
do
podcast
fact
ends
if you get it
before
right.
John confirms it or not, is what happens.
Someone comes in and shoots him before he can confirm.
Sometimes just a gag. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My proverb for this week is another week's. Fucking, I had it in my mind. It's like, oh, let me grind my notes again. Oh yeah. Okay. Compromise is made out of peace. Victory is made out of violence.
Made out of what, sorry? The last bit?
Compromise is made out of peace, but history is made out of violence. Sorry, I fucked that.
Of violence.
I mean, it sounds legit, but
Oh, I feel that's
I'm
not
gonna say
true. I feel like
false.
that's altered slightly from what it actually is.
I'm also saying false.
you know what? I'll be the
Oh, no,
outlier
I've
and
aligned
say
with
it's
Matt.
true.
You've allied with me, Tom. It means you've lost.
Okay, so you're saying what?
I'm saying true, the other two are saying false.
Okay. In which case, it is actually false. Matt has got one.
Yeah!
No!
Explosion!
It's a song lyric from Sing Along by what's his name? Brian Sturgill, the songwriter.
Oh.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good lyric, but it's
I
not
feel
wrong.
like that there is definitely a actual proverb which is similar to that.
Maybe.
I'm sure there is. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Well, isn't the
Anyway,
proverb history's always written by the victor,
I mean, that is a proverb.
That is a proverb.
yeah,
and it implies the same thing?
Yeah.
and not always, to be honest, but you know, like Japan. Anyway, apart from that,
Well, I know where I'm cutting this podcast.